I couldn't even click out of it. The screen just sat there, blinking, saying, choose to pay this or say no thank you. Ooh. This is a Microsoft offer this morning, and it just totally hijacked my computer. I couldn't click. I had to do one of two choices, and I thought, wait a minute. I mean, it wasn't just cancel, go back. Just it was literally decide what you want, and so I was a little irritated. In fact, I got rah. And my brain said, you know, the days when you could just buy the box and the program and put it on your computer, and now with the subscriptions, they can hijack your computer. And then in my mind, I thought, subscription. And then I thought, oh, it's time to take the big P. You're going to watch yourself, Lenny, take this stability. This is a stability moment. A stability moment, and I'm going to watch myself do this. So the stability moment is not the pop-up that I felt was holding my computer hostage. Notice my self-talk. It was holding my computer hostage and not Microsoft and not my feelings when not waiting for my feelings to explode. But literally a stability moment is when it starts building. When it starts building and you can feel it, the moment I felt triggered and stuck, that was the stability moment. And I was, let's go, Lenny. Let's see you. You teach what you most need to learn. So how are you going to, have you learned? So here's the shift, right? I know I'm getting upset and I know I'm going in the wrong direction, meaning I'm spiraling down and I feel it. I'm becoming the victim of a subscription and and all of this, and that I cannot even use my computer this morning. Ooh. So remember, if it's automatic, if it's familiar, if it shows up before you choose, and I wasn't choosing, I was spiraling down. That's a program. That is a program. You can recognize it that way. So right there, that is when I took the big old P. In fact, I took a double P. I went and I did I knew that the big pause is my power. The pause is my power. And so I did. I literally took a couple of vagal breaths. So I breathed in for 4, out for 6. I did that a couple of times. I went and listened to self-talk for positive self-talk for creating a quality life or for living a quality life. I listened to that. And actually, I had listened to it before. That was in the morning. So I was already feeling good. But I went and listened a little bit more. And I reminded myself, you know what, Lenny? You're not a victim to this, but remember, you've chosen it all. The times have changed. And so now these are subscriptions, and you chose to subscribe. So literally, I moved myself from the victim into a place of empowerment. I chose. So anyway, I was really irritated. So the moment you can recognize the program, you recognize your state. So remember, we're talking about the programmed reactor in the stability spiral model that you can download. It's always in the description, and it'll show you exactly what I'm talking about and what I do. And so the programmed reactor is when you just move on your programs and you start spiraling down. You just allow the 77% or more of your programs that are running that are negative, harmful, that stop you, sabotage you. That's what is running. And I was just like, whoop, and I knew it. And that was the stability moment. That was the awareness. Like literally, I did not allow that. So that is what the internal operator, I chose to become the internal operator. And I chose to spiral up and take control. So literally, first of all, that is creating space. If you look at that's creating space so that you can then come from a place, you can create capacity to then move yourself forward in the way that you want to do that. So you're no longer reacting. I was no longer just reacting. I was choosing where I wanted to go. And that's where the real change begins. And it's not by stopping or trying to stop the reaction, because you're literally taking control of the situation. It's by seeing it clearly enough to rewire it. So what do you think about that? You see, the human experience, it happens to us all. And it happens to Lenny Wennerstrom, who teaches this stuff, because I teach, I walk my walk, and I talk my talk, and I walk my walk. And these moments, for me, these are opportunities to choose to take control of my life, to take control of my emotions. It did not solve the problem, but it put me in a state to where I was just like, okay, now let me look at this. And you chose the subscription. No, we're not in the times when you could get a box. I mean, I literally walked my way all through that. And so I took my power back. And then, but what I had done in the moment is I was like, you're not going to tell me what to do. And I hit Alt, click, delete. I gave myself another option. But the offer was to take 50% off, and I lost that opportunity. And I'm glad that I did, because it was worth having to pay $129 if I decide to go back to that subscription, which I probably will, because it was a family one. And Lynette said, Mommy, I use that every day. So now I have to pay the full price. But it was so worth it to be able to share this with you, and so that you can understand how you too in the moment can choose to become an internal operator, and to stop the spiral from spiraling down and choose to spiral up. It's very, very empowering, and it's very disempowering to just let your programs just take control that are negative or harmful, sabotage you, and stop you from living your best life. So that's the story. And it's a good one. So if you want to understand this deeper, and it's always in the description, and actually move through it just like I did, being very aware, becoming an internal operator. By the way, those are not people, those are states. And I chose the state rather than being a programmed reactor and just reacting on those programs that were just so ready, just ready. You know, familiar, it was ready to go. I chose internal, the internal operator state. So that is the Stability Spiral Guide. You can always find it, lennymotivates.net/stability spiral. If you want to cement this in, what I was talking about is that self-talk, the program that I was listening to. Let me see if I wrote, but it's positive self-talk for living a quality life. And let me give you your self-talk phrase, because this is one of those. Winners see problems differently. I can interrupt this before it takes over, because I'm a winner. And that's about what I said. Winners see problems differently. And that's one of the self-talk phrases in that app, in the I'm talking about programs. When I say programs, okay, let me just differentiate. Mental programs that are running, those are programs that we were programmed with. Now I'm speaking about programs that you can run that are programs like living a quality life. They're the self-talk programs that rewire your brain with the programs that you want. And that is also, you can find that in the description, the self-talk app, and you can get 30 days free on that. But that would be your self-talk phrase. Winners see problems differently. I can interrupt this before it takes over, because I am a winner. And I did it in real time, and it feels good. It absolutely feels amazing. And while let me show you how beautiful the mountains are. Look, as I have this fancy little thing that goes where I go. Does what I say to do, follow me. Anyway, you can do, be, change, have, create, become absolutely anything. I believe in you. You can do this. As always, shining my light to brighten yours. Today is day 18, and we will see you tomorrow for day 19. I love you so very, very mucho.